The perception war is one of the most important things in modern day professional wrestling. What fans are talking about, the way they are perceiving your product, and more so, the way they perceive you as a company, in a large way dictates how successful your company is from a booking standpoint. Now, while in the modern day, WWE has such a head start over its competition that the idea of a company financially passing WWE is just not realistic right now, the reality is, in the perception war, WWE has not only lost it, but AEW right now has won it. And in this video, I'm going to talk about why Double or Nothing 2025 exemplifies this fact more so than anything we've seen over the past year, and why, yes, why AEW is finally back. All that and much more coming up right here in this video. So be sure to smash that thumbs up, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you get notified whenever a new video is released. All right. Let's dive right in and talk about it. So Double or Nothing 2025 marked AEW's 6th year anniversary. 6 years of the product, and it is interesting to see where they have come from being the game-changing, revolutionary product that they were in 2020 and 2019 to then becoming, in the perception of many fans, the A-tier company, not financially, but certainly as far as entertainment goes in 2021 to whenever Triple H took over in 2022, beginning to take a bit of a back seat. Controversies ensued, bad PR followed, and with that, booking was impacted as many of their major stars were left on the wayside, injured, fired in some cases, or just leaving the company. And the question was, how would AEW recover and what would the impact be on the rest of the industry? WWE began to acquire stars left and right. CM Punk, Ricky Starks, and so many more can be named. And what happened was the perception war was won by WWE over the last 2 years. And AEW, while always being a pretty consistent product, always putting on fantastic pay-per-views, was not necessarily seen in the same light that it was a couple of years ago. But 2025 has changed that. And in many ways, Double or Nothing this year was an example of why that is. At Double or Nothing, you got exactly what AEW has to offer. You got the hardcore slop that was the ambulance match between Ricochet and Mark Briscoe. You got the amazing match between Toni Storm and Mina Shirakawa that showcased what Joshi style as well as fantastic character work can do in the ring together. We got Anarchy in the Arena, one of the most beautifully spectacular and also insane matches that AEW puts on every single year. And in the main event, you got the best that professional wrestling has to offer. Arguably the match of the year so far, Hangman Page and Will Ospreay. Two men that have defined, along with Swerve Strickland and Toni Storm, this dynasty era for AEW. Two men that have gone leaps and bounds and worked their tails off to prove their value in this industry. And two men that I think have been more critical than ever to not only restoring the feeling, but restoring AEW's place as the perceived A-tier place in professional wrestling. And I am not saying this because I think that AEW is going to put WWE out of business. I think wrestling fans look way too much into the whole WCW, WWE narrative from the 90s and try to apply it to the modern day when the realities of both companies are very different in the modern era. You do not have an entity like Turner that is trying to turn off AEW at every turn, except that one time they did that to Collision. But that's different. We're going to ignore that for now. But in all seriousness, they're not pulling the plug on the entire product like they were in 2001. You didn't have this tension backstage. You didn't have the absolute garbage nonsense booking that was WCW 2000. If you are one of those people, and I genuinely mean this, if you are one of those people that goes out there and says that AEW or even whatever WWE is doing, even the worst part of WWE back in 2019, if you're one of those people who says that it is even comparable to what was happening in WCW in 2000 and 2001, you have no idea what you're talking about. I'm sorry. You are simply either foolish or you are lying. And if Either of those are true, shame on you. Anyway, back to the topic at hand. Right now, I think that AEW is on a different level than they have been. No, you don't have the pomp and circumstance of major debuts like Bryan Danielson, CM Punk, and Adam Cole like you had in August of 2021. But what you do have is the best storytelling in all of professional wrestling. Something where WWE has fallen extremely short in 2025 and even the latter part of 2024. You had storylines like that of Cody Rhodes being just tangled with the bloodline, and then when he finally did get to doing good stuff with Kevin Owens, it felt like they were just going through the motions. And Cena and Cody's feud going into Mania kind of exemplified that even more, and Cena's title reign since then has been, well, not great. If the plan was to ruin professional wrestling, well, they may have just succeeded. But regardless, AEW in 2025, however, has done away with much of the things that fans had chastised over the last couple of years. Gone are overly convoluted and corny stories that are taking place in the main event. Gone are the days of MJF and his brochacho Adam Cole, and enter an era where serious storytelling matters. That doesn't mean there's no goofs and gaffes, and those don't have a place in wrestling. I think they certainly do, but that should not be the primary focus. The primary focus should be the characters that we are watching. The primary focus should be what is motivating those characters. The primary focus should not be the intellectual property. The primary focus should not be chance. The primary focus should not be selling merch. The primary focus for fans should not be to go out there and spew talking points. The primary focus has always been the why. Why am I watching? Why am I invested and a fan of X wrestler over X wrestler? What are they going to do next? That is what professional wrestling has always been about. And AEW has brought that back. This Hangman Adam Page storyline especially has proven that the company is capable of doing that. And while I have been extremely critical of the main event picture on the men's side in AEW, I think the Jon Moxley title reign has been abysmal, one of the worst black stains in AEW over this otherwise pretty perfect period for them. But the fact of the matter is, it looks like there is an opening, and a very serious one, to finish a story with one of the most beloved characters in the history of professional wrestling in Hangman Adam Page, and to put an end to the plague that is this Death Rider story. And if done perfectly and done the way that it should be, AEW has a chance at All In to not only have a historic moment, not only have a moment where their homegrown hero, the Hangman Adam Page, the same man who was brought to the forefront as the face of AEW and the future of this business, they have a chance to put the title back on him and tell you exactly why you should care. And over the past couple of months, they have gone leaps and bounds to tell you that. Hangman Adam Page is the main character of this show, and arguably, in my view, one of the greatest characters in wrestling history. His storyline, ever since he joined AEW, has been continuous. It has not stopped. It has deviated. It has gone and taken weird paths, but there's never been a hard reset on the character. There's never been a reason why he's doing or not doing something. Hangman Page has been the anchor of this company, and at All In 2025, he has a chance to be that anchor one more time, solidify AEW's place at the top of the wrestling pecking order as far as entertainment and value go, and be the guy that runs the place in the place where the best wrestle. I don't know. That was a bad outro, but I'm doing it on the fly. AEW Double or Nothing was a fantastic show. Let me know in the comments what you guys think, though. What did you think? Was it great? Was it bad? What did you like? What didn't you like? Anarchy in the Arena was freaking crazy, wasn't it? Let me know in the comments section. Also, be sure to smash that thumbs up, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you get notified whenever a new video is released.